Hello friends, today we're playing World of Dota, which is made by Panda Life. And we're gonna go for Omniknight, who is a fun hero with a lot of very strange builds. And today we're trying out the intelligence path. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's get into the game. Hello friends, we got ourselves an Omniknight, as was requested by chat. And we're gonna see what we can do with him. I wanna go for the int path today. We can get ourselves this, which gives us some status resistance and mana regen. Then we get Degen Aura, make it deal damage based on our int. We can activate it to consume mana to deal 3 times more damage. Then we get a ton of mana and mana regeneration. And Guardian Angel's cooldown eventually gets reduced based on our maximum mana. And Guardian Angel costs a lot of mana. So, is this going to be good? Who knows? Probably not. Is it going to be kind of interesting? I think so. Like, I actually have pretty high hopes on the, like, interesting scale, if that makes sense. So, let's go. All right, I'll go down here, you go up there, everybody's happy. No complaints, right? No complaints whatsoever. You know, something I find really interesting that I have noticed is... So, okay. I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering with people, right? And it's something that I really enjoy because it's like part of a community. And so as a result of that, I tend to, at this point, pretty regularly get invited to people's homes to come play Magic with them, right? Because we play Commander and that requires 4 players. So you just need people for it. And I just think it's fascinating how much you can tell about somebody based on how they live. And I don't know if this is just me being a big old weirdo. But I just think it is so interesting. I always cannot take my eyes off the apartments of people or the houses of people that I go visit. Just kind of, I keep looking around because I think it is so fascinating to just kind of like see, like, what do they care about? What is important to them? What is not important to them? Right? So, for example, today I was invited to come play at somebody's apartment. And honestly, it was like this student apartment where it's very clear that everybody that lived there was just passing through. Right? They didn't really take great care of the place. It was very, let's call it, lived in. They were like spider webs all over the place. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, interesting. But you know what was pristine? The tables. And I just think that's interesting. It's like, you don't seem to care very much about the space that you live in. Like, you probably don't spend that much time here. But when you do spend time here, it's probably that you guys are sitting at these tables. Right, you're sitting at the tables. There were multiples, and you probably like either play Magic or you eat, you talk, you care about the company, right? And so the tables are important. And I just thought that was really interesting. Before that, on Sunday, I went to go visit somebody, and this is a guy who's just living on, like, he's also living in like he's got a bunch of roommates who are all, you know, university students because there's a big university here. And what I thought was interesting about that is that they all lived in this really, like, old house. It was this old apartment building. It wasn't very nice. But then once you get in there, it was clear that they did their absolute darndest, their absolute best that they possibly could to make it as nice as they can, as nice as possible, right? So they like really put in a lot of effort, but also they didn't really have much money because they're a bunch of students, right? So they can't really afford anything. So you could see a lot of like recycled material where clearly they just kind of got something for really cheap or free that somebody was throwing out and then tried really, really hard to make it as presentable as possible. And then once I got into his room, right, like his specific room in this apartment, it was like that again, where it was very much, very well taken care of, but it was very small and in an old apartment building that wasn't all that nice. But he tried his absolute best to make it as nice as possible. And I thought that was really interesting too. One time I went to visit somebody who who had just literally the walls of the place. Like he had, okay, that's really difficult to describe, but basically he had this 2-room apartment and he had it completely taken over by walls, like these IKEA shelves that he placed wall to wall, covering every bit of the apartment he could, that were then stacked to the brim with movies and games and books, and just like absolutely stacked. There was not, you could not see the wall behind them because the entire wall was covered in these shelves top to bottom. And he even went so far that he had shelves in front of windows, which to me is outrageous. I would never, ever do that. But he didn't care. To him, it was more important that he had his stuff in a place that he could access it than it was that there was light getting into the apartment. And that is an outlandish thought to me, right? Like, I would never arrive at that same conclusion myself. But I think that is really interesting. All right? And so I've been just, like, I just think that's something that's really fun. So anytime I, like, get invited, like, where somebody's like, hey, let's go play some Magic together, I always kind of try to coax it a little bit into the direction of going to visit somebody that I haven't visited their place before. Because I think it's just so interesting. All right. So I guess we get probably mana here, right? That seems good. This is nice. Then we have... Whew, interesting. I'm gonna say the Undying, higher level. Probably a bit of a stronger hero right now. That just sounds like a trap to make sure you die if you get a house fire. Oh, if that guy ever runs, like, has a house fire, he's just dead. Like, I have no doubts that he would, he would never be able to get out of there because he boarded the windows over. It's not like there weren't any windows, right? There were still some windows left, but in theory, his apartment could have been this really beautiful, open window, light, like full of light space, where I personally would have put very spare furniture into it and just kind of leaned into that, like, openness of it. That's kind of how we have our apartment, right? Like, now, admittedly, our apartment is fairly big, right? We got really lucky compared to our previous one, which, by the way, I am at this point, right? At this point in time, I am 100% convinced that my previous apartment, the apartment we used to live in, was just poisoning us. Right? I'm 100% convinced by that now. Different story. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, our apartment, like, it's relatively big, but we kind of intentionally don't use a bunch of that space. And instead, we just kind of leave it open because we like having that openness to it. And we have, like, bright, like we have a lot of window space as well, which I really like. I really enjoy it. Oops. And yes, I also like that the cats can look out of the windows because that's something they really like. So I don't know. I just think it's so interesting, right? There's another a friend of mine whose apartment I've been to, and his apartment is really quirky and reminds me a lot of our old ones. And I can see so much of myself in that space, which I think is really fun, because that was like our old apartment where we had to be very, like, different in the way we used our space compared to now, where back then we had to really just kind of, like, maximize, okay, how do I get the most out of the limited space that we do have, right? And that's just a very different line of thinking that you have to take there. Anyway, so yeah, by the way, like, I am really convinced that our old apartment with the mold, in case you don't know, our old apartment, as we moved out, we already knew that it was moldy, but as we moved out, we learned that it was really bad. Like, it was really moldy. And I don't know if this is gonna make a lot of sense Like, I don't know if this sounds right to you, but it sounds right to me. But I kind of have this feeling of clarity in my memories of now as compared to the memories of the place that we used to live at. Like, I mean, obviously you could just say, well, Baumi, it's just time passing, right? Obviously you would remember the things that are more recent better than the things that happened longer ago. And yes, that could very much be the case, but it doesn't feel the same to me. And I can't tell you, like, I can't give you a better explanation than that. But I personally am actually 100% convinced that that old place was straight up poisoning us. Like, it was straight up poisoning us. And like that, like now that we're out of there, just by not being there, I feel so much healthier. And like I just have a clearer memory. Okay. Come over here. Our damage output is actually pretty good. We'll use this to defend a bit. We need another one of these. Good. This is maybe an issue. Alright, we got it, I think. But it wasn't really worth much. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, that's fine.
I am future Baumi, future. I come from the future, future. In the future, everything is Dota, future. And the only way we can achieve that future, future, is if you leave a like on the video, future. Thank you, future.
Alright, get this. Bloodstone, right? Bloodstone seems good. Being constantly slightly unhealthy / weary can affect memory. Right. Like, I do think that this is, I don't know. It just feels very different. Like, I feel like I have a much stronger clarity of mind now than I used to. Alright. Ooh, you do a lot of damage. I have healing, so I'm gonna run a little bit. Ah, it wasn't enough. Okay. Increase this, but... Oh, okay, we can get both. That's good, that's good, that's good. Can that lead to having dementia? Well, from my understanding, and please don't tell me if I'm wrong, but I think mold is one of those issues where it actually, like, fixes itself. Right? Like, if you're exposed to mold, then you can have issues, and you probably will. But then if you stop being exposed to it, it goes away. Alright, grab this. Oh. Yeah, I don't think we want to fight this too much. Kind of want to keep our distance here, right? Come over there. Oh, there's a Tide Hunter. Yeah, lots of stuns, but that's okay. Lots of stuns still. I hope we can get this kill before somebody else shows up. Yes, good. That's like the main problem, is that somebody might come snipe it. It's really nice. We have a lot of farming speed with all of these like big AoEs. But yeah, that's just something I found really interesting recently. Like, I found really enjoyable. Okay. We get ourselves nothing. I actually kind of like my Faded Brooch. Right? Like, it's actually okay. It's not bad at all. This Dragon Knight is surprisingly scary. I mean, I think it's a universal Dragon Knight, right? The nice thing about being int is we can just get all of the int utility and try to just focus on that. Like, we do not have to go for anything other than the int utility here. Oh, and can I tell you something I'm looking forward to? So it's my birthday in like 2 months. Like, my birthday's on the 31st of July. And I've asked all of my Magic the Gathering friends for a birthday present. But not like vague. I asked them for something very specific because I would really like that. So I asked them all to get me a forest. And in case you don't know, in Magic the Gathering, you have basic lands, is what they're called. And basic lands are basically just the mana that you need to play your cards, right? And they are worth nothing. Like you will literally get them for free. There's like an infinity supply of them. But there's also a lot of different ones that exists, right? And of course, you can also just take an existing one and draw something on it or write something on it or do all kinds of funky stuff with it. And so that's what I asked for of everybody. I was just like, would really like one basic forest from all of you so that I can like put them all into my Hydra deck because I think that would be really, really nice. And yeah, I think that's a cute idea. That's mostly why I'm telling you this, because I think I had a really fun idea there. Isn't that kind of nice? Anyway, 30th? Yes, I'm old. Green deck is for Venus. What? Green is the best color. I will not listen to this. I will not listen to this nonsense. You know, so I've been running these tournaments, right? Like I've told you about these a couple of times. Oh, that messed me up, that silence. Okay, we need a dispel. I was fully banking on being able to use my ultimate there. But I've been running these tournaments, Magic the Gathering tournaments here. I actually got one coming up in a couple of weeks, in like 2 weeks or so. Actually, 3 weeks. And something I think is really interesting is like how they have their own little meta that forms. Because it's a budget tournament. You're limited by how much money you're allowed to spend. And what that means is that people have to be a bit creative. But what happened is basically that there's a specific style of deck, a so-called combo deck that's really popular. And it's like sees the most play. With lots and lots of variations, right? It's just a style. Okay. This is probably not possible. And what I don't like combo very much. I find it really annoying. So I've been trying to come up with something that can beat it. So I put together this shitty list that's just a bunch of birds. Like literally, it's just a bunch of birds that the whole point is to just like attack the opponents with the birds. And it's actually kind of good. Like we tested it yesterday, I played against people with their competitive tournament viable decks that have made it to the finals, and I beat them all with my shitty birds, and it was so funny. They just build a counter meta deck? Kind of, yeah, because everybody's so centered around comboing, which, you know, takes a while to set up, and you focus on the combo lines, you don't focus on defending. And I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna summon a bunch of birds and smack you. And it actually worked so well, it was so funny. Come on, we win this, but then we're dead, right? That's okay, I guess. Alright, so we got this now. Legion Aura becomes a toggled ability. When this is activated, Legion Aura deals 3 times more damage but consumes 10% of the maximum mana every second. 10% maximum mana per second is quite a lot, but we can hopefully get a bunch of extra mana. Better combo player, Sigma Bird Enjoyers. Absolutely, Sigma Bird Enjoyer. The funniest thing about it too is that everybody was getting like, they weren't really getting annoyed by it. Okay, do you know that like kind of like fun annoyed? Where you're playing something and you're just kind of like, look, I really respect what you're doing, but I really hate that I'm losing to it. Oh man. Okay. It uses too much mana, right? Oh, it uses so much mana, we can't afford it. That's a problem. Oh, hello. I mean, we get this kill at least, so that's good. Level up here. Yeah, the problem is that as much as this is like actually kind of nice, it just, if I activate it, it's pretty good damage, I'm not gonna lie. The mana usage is really, really high. Alright, so this is good. I like this. I can't do anything about the tiny dying. I was just too far away. Can we do anything about you? You've got a heart. You've got... Never mind. I'm not killing this. It's okay. Can we chill? We don't have to do this, right? Like, it's okay. Okay. Run, 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 run. So, I need this mana loss reduction. Right? To reduce the cost of this by 20%. Probably needed to get that earlier, but I underestimated how much it would take, honestly. Or like, how much it would use. Most important thing right now is to just kind of keep the farm going. As long as we can do that and not go into a duel. Although I think against these two heroes we might actually be able to win. So, we'll see. We'll try our best. Run, run, run. Oh, we're fine. Right, we're fine. We're ahead of a bunch of them. Good. We just want to avoid duels. It's not that we're weak. I just don't know how powerful we are. Does that make sense? Rather not take the risk. I still don't really like any of these. I guess the Defiant Shell is probably better than the Fated Brooch, though. Interesting. Probably Reaver? I have no idea. Honestly, couldn't tell you. Alright, so we don't care about this, right? Like, I'm just gonna get the mana cost reduction right now. Like, status resistance, I guess is okay. It's not like a huge deal. I don't know how good our capstone is going to be either. Right now, our mana pool isn't like super crazy yet. Kaya should give you a mana cost reduction. No. Sorry, friends. Kaya hasn't done that in a while. Saint Kaya gives us mana cost, mana loss reduction. Ah, okay. Alright, alright, alright. 7.36. Interesting. I didn't know that. So we'll get this. This certainly seems really good for us. With that upgrade, you'd have around 80% status resistance. I mean, we'll get this upgrade. The nice thing is we'll stay entirely in our, like, int path here. We're not getting out of it at all. So it's gonna be fine. Like, it's okay. I don't even think we need Octarine Core, to be honest. We'll see. Actually, we probably should get Octarine Core for the Guardian Angel, right? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we'll be able to get a whole bunch of stuff here, I hope. The main goal, of course, is to have this active at all times, because that should do quite a lot of damage. Oh, but it uses mana so quickly. It really does. Especially, like, you know, if we also have to go up against the Fuser Blade. Ooh. That would be an issue. So, get more of this. Yeah, the Lone Druid is an issue.
Hey Baumi, tomorrow is the first day of summer. You have anything planned over summer?
I mean, I guess I have, like, nothing big, really. A big question right now is if Mickey's gonna go visit her family. Oh, what am I getting here? I think I'll get this now. What's up? I mean, if you don't mind, that would be nice. Okay, big cook today. No? No big cook, just cooking. Small cook. Okay. Alright. I think we're just dead. Yeah. I mean, running around without any HP or mana. Like, it's okay. I actually don't really mind that death too much, because basically what we just did is we traded our life, we traded a kill for 2 of the red creeps, right? And that's worth it. Mickey can't eat gluten, right? Yes. We have to eat gluten-free. Well, not me. It's actually like, I used to eat gluten-free just because it was easier, right? Because like, Mickey has to eat gluten-free. She's got a celiac disease. But, so then I just like kind of like only ate gluten-free as well because it's just convenient. But turned out that resulted in me becoming gluten intolerant. Which is surprising. I wasn't expecting that. Like, not fully gluten intolerant, just kind of like, I started like, if I then ate something with gluten in it, I started getting stomach aches. And so I started like slowly incorporating gluten back into my diet. And now it's fine again. Now it's not a problem. Right? But I thought that was just kind of interesting. Alright, so we have mana cost reduction now. How much are we using? Still just huge amounts. Holy fuck. It is not, we're not getting there. It's not getting there at all. Dear God. Well, I guess we're working on it, right? I mean, the good news is really just how fast our farming speed is. Because having access to all of this constant AoE damage, and it's pretty good AoE damage, just means we are clearing creeps rapidly. Okay, so this cooldown now gets reduced by our mana, right? The more mana we have, the lower our cooldown. It's 38 seconds right now. So it's not really that good yet. Like this capstone actually kind of does nothing right now. Because like 38 seconds, I mean like, okay, I guess. It's just, what does that do? It doesn't do anything. There is, basically, you need the cooldown to be low enough so that you can use it multiple times per fight, right? But if the cooldown is 100,000 years or 50 seconds, actually doesn't really make a difference because in both scenarios, I can't use the ability twice a fight. It's just not enough damage, right? Like, I can't kill this. I need the Shiva's Guard to suppress healing. Oh man, I'm not finding creeps. That's a problem. That is actually kind of a huge issue. We've got a minute left. We need to make sure that we don't go into a duel. I mean, we have a bit of a lead, but this can evaporate quickly if somebody finds a lucky creep cam. Ah, I was trying to steal it. Yeah, but Nail's not gonna fall for such shenanigans. I want to kill the bears. There you go. Alright. I think I'll just give up. No creeps? Please? Anything? Bounty rune? Okay, I think it's fine. We didn't find anything, but neither did the Abaddon, so... Not sorry, Abaddon. Undying. I'm guessing the Undying wins. They're both really hard to kill. They don't really take much damage. Okay. Guardian Angel increases status resistance. Is this even helpful right now? Don't I just get this mana regen? I also feel like I actually need this bad boy here. 1.6% mana regen. I think so, right? Heaven's Halberd isn't going to be that good anyway. The attackers are actually out of the game already. Yeah. Alright, well, we're working on it. We're trying to get there. Yeah, this over here, we can get quite a bit of mana regen. I need to max these two out. These two are most important. I mean, if we're if we're doing okay, right? If we manage to actually stay in this game, we'll get around 12 more levels, which is enough to max this out and this, and probably get this as well. So it should be fine. It should be doable.
I'm under attack.
Actually, I don't want to carry this around in my inventory. Because that would be a little bit annoying, I think. Wait, no, I said no! Oh, crap, okay, never mind. We'll go over here. Thank you very much. Come over there. More of you. Slam this. I mean, yeah, while it's active, our damage is really good. Also, I mean, I've been finding a really crazy amount of these, like, blue camps, haven't I? Like, it's actually a bit insane. The creep spawns have been very blessed this game. Very, very blessed. Alright, we need a little bit more there. Oh, hello. I don't have the mana pool. Did I get this? Who got this? I think I did get it. I just got a bunch of money. Alright, how about you leave me alone and maybe you fight Nail? Just a suggestion, you know? You do seem like you would get along really well. And by really well, I mean not at all. Alright, we're at 60 mana region now. It's a lot better. That is a lot better. Okay, so here's this item. We drop boots for it, right? I mean, boots are not really super helpful in, anyway, especially since we're gonna get the Wind Breaker. Okay, sell this. So we now have 137 mana regen. So we've like tripled our mana regen over the past 2 minutes. It still uses a lot. Like, we're still burning for our mana very quickly. But now it's actually kind of okay, right? We definitely have to be careful with our activation. But we have to, we get to actually use it. Which is nice. And if we don't have it active, then we recover mana quickly enough that we can kind of like get back to a usable state. I am not sure what I do about this. I worry my burst damage isn't high enough. I don't really want to fight this. Not like this, at least. Let's go in now. Okay. Alright, Shiva's guard. I'm just kind of trying to burn him out. We ran out of mana. Oh, that sucks. I guess I need the Wind Breaker. We gotta try really, really hard. Really, really hard to finish that Wind Waker. Oh, man. Yeah, that wasn't very impressive, was it? Like, the damage is just not high enough. It's just not high enough. Seems a lot of these kinds of builds suffer in the same way. Where it turns out this really reliable, really expected damage is just quite easy to deal with. Although admittedly we're also fighting quite tanky heroes, which I feel like they would have an easier time dealing with it. Oh, we're dead. Wow, this is just... we're completely irrelevant. We do absolutely nothing. Wow. Alright. I mean, we do have one strategy that's been working for us, so let's just stick with that. I call that strategy just getting really, really, really good creep spawns. Also known as being very good at the video game.
The omniscience honors me. Yes.
Alright, so we have 205 mana region now. So that's another huge jump up, right?
Flanking.
I mean, we need another set of really good creep spawns.
Forward march.
Or kill? Maybe? Is it possible?
I'm under attack.
We need to turn this off to recover mana. I would activate this. You know, maybe activating it is a trap. I got that kill. Oh, okay.
Carry a hammer
Fear?
down your sin.
Yeah, we just leave, right?
Yes.
Please? Please, 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 please. It's not enough. Okay, we need to beat the Tidehunter. Giant's Ring is okay. I actually really like the Mirror Shield. I think I'm getting the Mirror Shield. Okay. Get this. I'm gonna buy... I can't buy... No, I can't buy enough water. Alright. Well, let's do this. Turn this off again. Come here. Slap one of these in there. Immediately use our ultimate. Immediately use this. Activate you here. Up into the air we go for some burn damage.
Flanking.
Our damage is just really quite lacking. Oh man. But maybe? It doesn't feel impossible, it just feels really, really hard. I've got 13 seconds. I've got another set of pretty useful abilities coming up here. I just don't do any damage. Ah, come on! Ah! Yeah. I need Spirit Vessel. Should have sold this for a Spirit Vessel. Then maybe. Then maybe. Yeah, it's just a build that, unfortunately... Yeah, these kind of damage over time builds... They are all lacking in burst, right? And I actually kind of appreciate what this build tries to do. Because it tries to make it so that, okay, we don't have any actual real burst damage. But what we do have is we have this button that makes it deal a lot of damage, but consumes even more mana. I think this is actually like a step in the right direction, right? It's like, okay, you know, you can sustain yourself, but you can also basically say, okay, let's just go for it now. What this probably just needs is more. I would guess if the numbers on this were just higher, it would be all right. But the bigger problem I think this build has is that this right here is just kind of useless, right? And also dips into the same resource. So what this kind of struggles with is I need to use my maximal mana because it uses 25% of my maximal mana. I need to use my maximal mana for Guardian Angel. And then I also need to use my maximal mana for Degen Aura. And it's just like, okay, but I can't do this if I'm doing this. And I can't do this if I'm doing this, right? Like, it's asking the same of me. The same resource for two different effects. And that's really tough. So, I feel like this really doesn't need the mana cost increase, does it? Because it's not like Guardian Angel's that broken of an ability. Like, what was my cooldown for it? Like, I had a cooldown of what? Wait, this reduces by 7% per 500 mana. We know the maximal mana you can reasonably reach is like 5,000-ish. 5,500-ish. If you go really hard, I guess you can probably go up to 6,000, 7,000. But I mean, you shouldn't be able to reach 100% cooldown reduction, right? Like, you shouldn't be able to keep it up infinitely. But a nullifier breaks through that anyways. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what the right idea there is. But it doesn't quite work, I think. 13 seconds cooldown. Yeah, 13 seconds cooldown is slow, but it's just like not actually super important, right? The only one it would be useful against is this guy right here. The Spirit Bears deal physical damage. And yeah, it would be good there. That's for sure. Look at this Undying. Let's go. Huge. What a lad. But I think Nail got it. Yeah. Turns out the best damage over time is just attacking. Just attacking outpaces pretty much nearly any, pretty much any damage over time effect. Oh, it's a shame that we got 4th. But you know why I'm uploading this anyway? So that you guys stay on your toes. Because otherwise, people complain. And you're like, Baumi, every time you upload a game, you win. Paid actors in your games. That's why you always win. And here's the trick, my friends. I don't always win. I don't know why you would think that. That's a very strange thought. No, I don't always win. I actually lose pretty often. But I just focus on the games, on uploading the games that are fun, right? And I thought this one was fun. I thought we had a good time here. So the fact that we didn't win, I guess, is a little sad. I would have liked to at least make it into the top 3. But I don't know, it just wasn't really that strong, right? But it also keeps you all on your toes. That way you can't just expect me to win. Although, funnily enough, there's recently been one weird little freak that's been leaving YouTube comments on all of my videos, which that person is clearly watching, like, back to back. Which I guess is, I mean, I'm glad that you like the videos, right? But still very strange freak behavior to then go onto all of the videos and then basically say, oh, at this minute you made a mistake, thumbs down. That's freak behavior. But the Dota community has a bunch of weird little freaks like that. That's honestly not even the weirdest thing that I've seen. Oh, go get him. Yeah, the bears are just actually not really quite capable of killing the Undying in one go. Yeah. The thing is about these damage over time builds as well, so they just make a lot more sense on strength heroes, right? Like, the fact that we did this on an intelligence hero is just a little bit strange because, like, what does an intelligence hero want this for, right? I cannot believe that the Undying actually won that. That is crazy. That is wild. And the Undying has an inventory slot. That is insane. No way. The Undying just straight up has brown boots in his inventory. Wild. Absolutely wild. Okay. I guess this is gonna be a really big factor here. I think if the Tidehunter wins this, then Nail wins, right? And if the Undying wins this, then it's a match. Then it can go either way. Alright, go get there. Come on, Undying. I mean, maybe I'm underestimating the Tidehunter. I just feel like the Undying is the bigger boy. I like this. This was the mistake I made, right? I should have gotten a Spirit Vessel. It's absolutely the right item. Hey, Forza Kenners, thanks for the 66 months, my friend. I appreciate it very much. This is way better than Bloodstone. I just always forget about it, right? But like, I should absolutely have purchased that. But does it even work? I mean, I don't know if he's used it. I mean, you should just slam it, but I guess maybe it's not necessary if you know you're gonna win anyways. Is that not as Dispel? Yeah, but I don't think you can actually Dispel a Spirit Vessel. But that's in normal Dota. I don't know how true that is here. But yeah, this guy just cannot deal any damage. That is insane. Look at this monster. What a beast. That is so much damage. Alright then. Chat, who do you think is gonna take it? Do you think it's gonna be the 39 upgrade points Lone Druid? There you go. Not Spirit Bear. They're gonna be the 33 all strength Undying. I think the Lone Druid is a strength build too, right? With the bears. Yeah, just a bunch of strength build and it's just my poor int here. Alright then. Any adaptations? I mean, Diffuser Blade gotta be it, right? Diffuser Blade or the... Oh, a Soul Cross. Okay. Wind Waker. Yeah, nice. I like it a lot. Sold the Spirit Vessel. First set of bears down. Oh, that's the only set of bears. He could resummon earlier because he had the advantage of, you know, like, getting to cool them down ahead of the fight. But you can't do that now. That's a win, right? Nice. Okay, fight number 2. Book of the Dead, swapping it out. Someone get the Martyr's Blade. Reduces damage taken of all units and illusions controlled by the hero by 10%. I think this is doable though. You just gotta poke him a bit with these Necro Summons. Like, I feel like these two jerks, they should be on the Undying's ass right now. Okay. There's a Tombstone. Yeah, okay, killed the Tombstone. Seems we're taking a new approach. Maybe not. The problem is the Undying just resummons them, right? And then you're wasting your precious, like, Spirit Bear time to attack a Tombstone. Alright, they're back. There goes the Tombstone. Necrobook is back. Ooh, there we go. Nice. Alright. Last fight. Last duel. I like what Nail is doing, but I don't like how careful he is with the Necrobook. I think you just gotta slam the Necrobook and just stick it on the Undying. Start burning mana. But maybe I'm wrong, you know? So, Nail is also stalling at the beginning here. He wants to get the Spirit Bear cooldown ticking. Yeah, there we go. Just stick him on the Undying, right? You see how the Undying is actually, like, engaging so fundamentally differently now? Because he knows he's got this shit on him. Look, these guys aren't gonna contribute significant damage anyway, but you can make them be just a giant nuisance. And now you can come in on your own terms. Okay. Teleport forward. Nice damage. And I think that's it, right? Second set of bears. That's the win. GG! Nice. Seems my Dota died. Yeah, it did. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would definitely appreciate that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.